feeling the weight. They got me feeling the weight. They got me feeling, yeah. They got me feeling the weight. They don't really see me, wanna be me, you will wanna be. What you really wanted ain't free, what does that mean? Saying cash stream, gotta catch me, they gonna spit in my face. They can't let a homie dream true, with it that team, rapping blue and black seems you gonna defeat you. When you wanna meet, dude, peek blue, no, we never win, not today. Phone call, wait, yo. Let me get it right back on the right track. When I go fast, they already know your boy's finna last. Finna get it back, been a blast. I ain't really been around since like last week, but you know I'm right back at this. I got you, never gonna cap me like caffeine. Even Morgan, call me captain, so where you last? They ain't never seen the kid in action. I ain't acting, even Ashton gonna adapt me, cause I cut the beat like a butcher. I'll take a tip with no sugar. She got 2 margaritas with salt on the rim. Now she dancing on me with the hooker. She my queen and a freak in the sheet. She be all that I want and she all that I need. Behind every man is a woman that's peacefully bringing him up when she down on her knees. She's true, and I'm sure to pay it forward. First thing in the morning, right now I'm locking it down. Ain't nobody stopping me now. And if you be willing to ride, then throw your hands up to the clouds. I got a style I fit in my shoes, and I make them smile with my stupid movements. Sit down a while and watch me maneuver. I promise you'll like it, you'll see what I'm doing, but not how I'm doing it, yeah. You know I like to keep it on the down low, even though we sitting high up in the clouds though. You been around the wrong kind of crowd, bro. Feel like everybody waiting on my downfall. I know it's stupid, but I'm getting lucid. I'll go get my license on making this music. Don't know where my life has been older than junior. Might take me a few years, but I'll keep it moving. I dice it up if you know me, that's true shit. I'm nice enough, I got homies to prove it. My Nike's a scuff, but I love it, a shoe fit. I wipe off the dust and I tighten them up, then I loosen them back just a little. Like how I walk with the swag. Feel like I'm all in my bag. Want me to drop this? I got a few options. I throw it in all that I have. Homie, you know that's a promise. Got me a box and I locked it, I conquered my mind since I had to let go of my past. So I smoke on my grass, yeah. Never wanna be the kind of guy that loses, kind of nuisance, like exclusive. Like you asking who am I, is do or die for you, tonight I'll leave your whole crew alive. Feeling, yeah. They got me feeling the weight. They don't really see me, wanna be me, you will wanna be. What you really wanted ain't free, what does that mean? Saying cash stream, gotta catch me, they gonna spit in my face. They can't let a homie dream true, with it that team, rapping blue and black seems you gonna defeat you. When you wanna meet, dude, peek blue, no, we never win, not today. Phone call, wait, yo. Let me get it right back on the right track. When I go fast, they already know your boy's finna last. Finna get it back, been a blast. I ain't really been around since like last week, but you know I'm right back at this. I got you, never gonna cap me like caffeine. Even Morgan, call me captain, so where you last? They ain't never seen the kid in action. I ain't acting, even Ashton gonna adapt me, cause I cut the beat like a butcher. I'll take a tip with no sugar. She got 2 margaritas with salt on the rim. Now she dancing on me with the hooker. She my queen and a freak in the sheet. She be all that I want and she all that I need. Behind every man is a woman that's peacefully bringing him up when she down on her knees. She's true, and I'm sure to pay it forward. First thing in the morning, right now I'm locking it down. Ain't nobody stopping me now. And if you be willing to ride, then throw your hands up to the clouds. I got a style I fit in my shoes, and I make them smile with my stupid movements. Sit down a while and watch me maneuver. I promise you'll like it, you'll see what I'm doing, but not how I'm doing it, yeah. You know I like to keep it on the down low, even though we sitting high up in the clouds though. You been around the wrong kind of crowd, bro. Feel like everybody waiting on my downfall. I know it's stupid, but I'm getting lucid. I'll go get my license on making this music. Don't know where my life has been older than junior. Might take me a few years, but I'll keep it moving. I dice it up if you know me, that's true shit. I'm nice enough, I got homies to prove it. My Nike's a scuff, but I love it, a shoe fit. I wipe off the dust and I tighten them up, then I loosen them back just a little. Like how I walk with the swag. Feel like I'm all in my bag. Want me to drop this? I got a few options. I throw it in all that I have. Homie, you know that's a promise. Got me a box and I locked it, I conquered my mind since I had to let go of my past. So I smoke on my grass, yeah. Never wanna be the kind of guy that loses, kind of nuisance, like exclusive. Like you asking who am I, is do or die for you, tonight I'll leave your whole crew alive.
What up, everyone?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Strawstone.
I'm Modest K.
This is StrawTalk episode 21.
After Dark.
After Dark. Don't forget that part. Fools. How the hell are we doing, everybody?
What up?
Greetings and salutations. It's great to be doing another StrawTalk with you.
It's always a pleasure.
We have a great episode tonight. We got Forrest from Deathwish.
Yes, we do.
That's exciting. Yesterday we had Junior,
Yes, we did.
which was the intro song, which I'm
Oh,
actually
my
going to
bad.
go ahead and right now I just posted last night's interview. If you guys want to go and check that out, give it a little feedback, that'd be dope. That was Junior in the intro who did that interview last night.
Heck yeah, and it was a really good interview. Oh, yeah.
Tell us how you're
Interview.
doing. Ben, what's good, man? Junior is ill, man, and he is a vibe in person. I fucking love that kid.
Yes.
I work with him literally just from enjoying working with him. That's why we're in the capacity that we are now. I see Kyle's in here. What up, Kyle? Gunner B, as always. That's my guy.
I saw Denise Hazard popped in.
I know. Denise is awesome. She cracks me the fuck up. Her and Louie, they're some of my favorite people.
Yes, me too.
Funny motherfuckers. Well, make sure you're interacting and talking with us. We'll talk back.
Yeah,
we like
definitely.
We're gonna keep it a nice little chill vibe. It is double edible Saturday. We haven't done our edibles yet, though. Huh?
We haven't even
Dang.
taken our edibles.
We forget about our own shit.
This is what happens.
Tomorrow's the last day to get a Nice Enough shirt if you want one. If not, there's going to be more options soon. We appreciate everybody that ordered.
Yes, thank you to everyone who ordered a t-shirt. And, yeah, they should be sent out soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't forget about our Creative People Doing Creative Things group.
Absolutely.
Always a vibe in there. People share all kinds of stuff from, like, painting to, like, needlework, and people drop music in there too. It's a good place to just get distracted.
Shout out to everyone doing the different like live streams and adjusting, and
Yeah.
you know, Gunner B's one of them. You hit me up with a question. That's a question that I'll have to ask Kayla about, so I'll get back to you about that, Gunner. I'm
Okay.
not ignoring you. I was just thinking about my reply, and I realized I needed help. But yeah, I like to pop into everyone's live show when I see them. Smoke Break's going to start doing Thursdays, and we're going to be doing Thursdays as well. Eventually, they'll probably just do Thursdays all by themselves, though.
I imagine.
And yeah, we want to add other shows to like our little Nice Enough network. So our goal is to do this show, maybe like switch it to where we're doing it like 3-4 days a week, you know,
Right.
and maybe mix in some other shows and more segments and stuff. So we're adjusting. We're kind of realizing what people like and what they don't like, and we enjoy hanging out with you guys, and we like creating this platform for the artists. So we're gonna
Definitely.
keep this alive. Jason, what's up,
Big
dude?
facts.
Modest K, you got a joke of the day
I
today?
do have a joke.
Let's hear it.
Okay. All right, so middle C, E flat, and G walk into a bar.
Okay.
Sorry, the bartender said, we don't serve minors.
All right. There's your music joke for her corny joke of the day. Should we let's talk about our week we had. Since we do not have a show tomorrow, we're rescheduling with Tyson from Obscure Diamond. He has some other obligations. But we've had a good week. We started out this week with Leia from
Yeah.
Hollow Animal. That's cool that we started with
Our first female.
with our first female and a lead in a rock band, and we're ending with another band member. So that's
Yes.
dope. It's awesome to not just do hip hop all the time, even though we do have some heavy hip hop content tonight because he's been working on some really dope shit. But
Yes.
on Tuesday we had Two Strikes,
Yep.
and then we had Otis Julius. These are all great interviews.
Oh my gosh.
Thursday, Sam Roca, aka Comatose, blew us away.
That
He
was a great interview.
unveiled his new mask. That
Yes.
was really cool.
Super cool.
And then last night we had Junior, and here we are tonight. We're gonna have Forrest. So
All of these episodes are on our YouTube channel, so please go check it out. And shout out to our YouTube viewership as well. If you're catching this on YouTube,
shout out.
shout out.
And if you're there and you're here on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We appreciate that shit.
Yeah.
Leave a comment. We appreciate that shit. But let me go ahead and I'm gonna go. He sent us a little bio,
Yeah.
and I think I want to read the whole fucking thing.
Okay, go for it.
I really like it. Let me give you a little background of Forrest. He says music and performing has played a part in his life since he was young. Early on, he was like the sing in the car type aficionado, starting out with bands and artists such as Bloodhound Gang, Eminem, and the Smashing Pumpkins. As he'd entered middle school, he dropped rap for the most part and really grew into his emo identity and was jamming things like Under Oath, Death Cab for Cutie, Taking Back Sunday, I'm going to get this one wrong, Chiodos. And he said, fun fact, he learned how to scream to Under Oath. Freshman year of high school, he was given a burnt CD of Doom EP for Job for a Cowboy, which led into his deep dive into deathcore and metalcore, which turned into wide music taste and lots of opinions from, quote, friends who were too far aligned in one genre. This caused insecurity and ended up dropping the majority of music that had singing in it. And we're going to talk about that part a little bit later. Remind me of that, Kayla, because I want to talk to him about genres and allegiances and how people, like, it's weird on the rock side, you know, and I've definitely seen it a little bit. I've listened to the conversations of, like, deathcore versus metalcore versus, you know.
Right.
I don't know at all. So let me keep going, though, because I really he really dove deep. Throughout all these ups and downs, he always retained his desire to be a vocalist. Regardless of singing or screaming, he even retained some of his guilty pleasures. As friends' group changed and partying increased, he ebbed the heavy music for a couple years and really dove into the Wu-Tang discography. And the solo projects associated along with various artists. This was really focused around artists like ODB, Jizza, Atmosphere, Jedi Mind Tricks, Ghostface Killah. We booked Jizza last year. Hey,
sure did.
Tech Nine, and lots of others. As partying decreased after some incidents, he started really taking interest in playing live music again. His enjoyment in heavy music stayed consistent throughout the party phase, and he had friends that wanted to start a band back in 2012 and 2013.
Dope.
I hope it's not weird me explaining it like this. I hope you guys are liking this. This is so before he comes on, you know, we get to know him a little bit.
Right.
I didn't want to read his own writing to him, too. His first band was Acadia. They got together, and his second deep dive into heavy music happened again, and he went really hard with it from until about 2016 to 2017. Being part of the heavy music scene really helped get him involved in a way that he didn't know before. He made lots of wonderful connections and memories, and he still loves performing heavy music, but around the end of his second heavy music deep dive, he started getting tired of it being all that he listened to. He started having a desire to listen to stuff that he had grown up on, in particular emo music. Throw in the up-and-coming emo rap genre, Emo Night LA regularly occurring in Omaha, and 20-plus emo band list recommendations from Colton, the bassist of Deathwish. What up, Colton? And that fast-tracked him to where he is today. After getting back into it, he really understood how much time of music focused on raw emotions means to him. It is something that he tries to portray in Deathwish, and something he wanted to portray in a solo project where he got to sing. Which, with that, he made a jump to create a solo project that was essentially just an emo band act without needing a whole band. Really happy to keep working on it and to see where Deathwish goes. Both his musical ventures he's very dedicated to and excited about. Sorry, I'm pretty high. So that was hard for me was it hard to listen to?
It was a little long, but that's okay.
Well,
it was really well written, so it was easy to listen to.
Good.
For me.
What up, Millie? Good to see you. Stephanie, what's good? Corey, good seeing you. So pretty much he's a dude that used to love emo and like that alternative pop shit.
Yeah.
Then he got into the hardcore deathcore shit.
Yeah.
Which I love too. And now he's still holding on to that, but he's getting to use another outlet to express himself in a different way too.
Right.
So it's pretty awesome. And I listened to his project with Comfort. Sheesh. We're
going to listen to some of that.
It's awesome. It's only 4 songs, but it's really, really good.
Yes. And that's on Spotify.
Why don't we, what we're going to do to start out, though, we're going to play an unreleased Deathwish song called Intro.
Hey.
Why don't we go ahead and give him a call?
Yeah, let's call him up.
All right. We're calling Forrest, a.k.a. Love Yume.
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 Okay.
Hello.
What up?
How we doing?
I'm doing good, man. What about you?
I'm doing good.
Hello.
You're looking good, young man.
You know, good as I can be in quarantine, you know?
For sure.
So we just listened to Intro, which you said was an unreleased song from Deathwish. You want to tell us a little bit about that song?
Yeah, so that, it's not even gonna be called Intro probably when it's actually released, but it's just, it's gonna be the first album on the track. It's currently the lead-in song to our live set. When we do play, we are going to be hopefully releasing an EP throughout this year, probably like a single a month, and then with a eventual full release of the whole thing. I think it's gonna be like 5 or 6 songs. I can't remember. We definitely have 4 recorded. I can confidently say that.
Very cool. So I read everybody your like biography pretty much, which I think it like definitely.
I heard.
I'm pretty high, so I was like,
it's all good.
Yeah. So one of like the part that like draws me to you and to like hardcore in general is because like it took me a while, but like I felt the hip hop in it, like, and I feel it pretty fucking heavy, man. Like, and I don't know like where that connection is. Like maybe it's like the beat drops and shit. Like, but like, when I caught on to like a bunch of like the people that I really like in hardcore, like also being into hip hop though, that shit made me really happy. And I love what you're doing. I love what you did with your little 4-song project with Comfort. And I just would like you to kind of, since we have a good hip hop crowd, just kind of talk about your little transition.
Yeah, so I could definitely agree that like hip hop has influences in metal. It's very like, especially right now, it's very rhythmic, and like I think that's like kind of probably what you're feeling is like it's just like there's a lot of rhythm based. It's a lot of stuff that like you can like move to and bob your head to, and it's just that's just that like lower level of rhythm that like is just consistent throughout the current evolution of heavy music, in my opinion. Anyways, but yeah, so kind of like how I got here is like it goes all the way back to when I was a kid. I mean, I remember like my mom got me like Curtain Call or something like that, and my buddy was like listening to ICP, and he had like an ICP cassette or stuff like that, and like he would show me stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's dope, like let's check it out. But he'd also be like, his dad was super into like Metallica and like 90s metal, and like so honestly, shout out Zach Flanagan and his family for showing me a bunch of music, because I probably wouldn't be as versed in it at a younger age. But yeah, so you know, I started out young, always kind of had like an interest in it. It's always been somewhere like on my radar, like of like understanding, like listen to a lot of Kid Cudi, like I remember just like stuff like that like in high school, and yeah, it's just been kind of an evolution.
Awesome, man. When it comes to like, we talked a little bit about like in your biography about like identities like within music, and even starting early on like in fucking high school you had like people like make you like pick and choose, and I felt that shit because I really liked hip hop like going into high school, but like my best friend was like the biggest fucking snob, and he was like a Tool fan, and it was just like rap was talentless, and like that's how like my group of friends were, so I kind of like tucked it aside. And I realized that how silly that is now, but I like changed, you know, like.
On God, like straight up, there were bands that I have missed out on. Like I just did not listen to completely because like I was like there was like some toxic masculinity going on in the metal scene. Like that's like a huge, like I still think that's even a thing like to today, and like you know like just like being like considered like weaker and like less of a person because you like listen to certain stuff, and like there were straight up bands that I just did not listen to because I was like, yo, I don't want people to think any less of me. But like you know, as I grew up, I realized that opinion didn't really matter. I checked out those bands, and I'm like, God damn it, I really wish I didn't listen to those people, you know, like, and it was, and, you know, I never really, well, I take that back. I kind of got it from people that didn't listen to metal also, you know, like people are like, why do you listen to that? You know, like, why do you listen to metal? And then I had metal people be like, well, why do you listen to anything that is like not metal or anything that isn't like, you know, really angry and stuff like that? I'm like, why can't I just like listen to all of it? And that's where I'm at now. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna like listen to everything now, you know?
Right. I don't think I could be any more like eclectic, like in the things I'm around, and especially when shows are going on. You know, I'm forced to listen to literally everything under the sun, you know, every fucking night. So, but like it's crazy to think that, you know, we worrying about what people fucking think can make you miss out on things. And it took me being a 26-year-old divorcee and joining a hip-hop group to fucking like really let my fucking wings spread and fly, become the peacock.
I just don't understand why like it's even like that. Like why does it have to be that way? I don't understand why there has to be like why do you like this, what is this genre or whatever, and like the stigmas and whatever. I don't understand why it even matters to anyone.
You know, like I honestly don't even have an answer for that because I don't get it. Like now that like kind of like same as you, Justin, like I definitely had like a lot of life events happen, ended up just kind of like going with the flow, doing my own thing, and I'm like, why does any of this matter? And then like I know people that still think it matters, and I agree with you, Kay. Like I'm just like, why the fuck? Why? Like it doesn't. It's
I mean,
relevant.
you're the second person this week to have said that. Like Leia said it, you know, very similar things earlier this week, and it's just like in that particular scene, like the fact that even exists is just kind of like mind-boggling to me. When like there's a lot of different styles of hip hop as well, but there's a lot of respect in the city in regards to like the uniqueness of everybody's style and how everybody has a unique style, from, you know, whether, you know, from Jay to Finch to, you know, to Bodes to all these, you know, all these people. They all have different styles, and nobody's dogging on people or like, you know, getting upset or.
I don't know. We see different. You know what you said, and I hate. Like, I don't want to like, because there's like people are so turned off by this talk, but the toxic masculinity thing is so fucking real, and it ruins so many fucking things, and that goes back to hip hop as well.
Yeah.
There's people like with Jay. There's like him picking a set list, and someone's like, just don't do any of that sad bitch shit, and it's like, why don't you just let this fucking 20-year-old do whatever the fuck he wants to express himself? Like, holy shit.
Big facts.
Yeah, no. I feel that like it's and like it is so extreme in the metal community. Like people like that dig different genres, like there's no cohesiveness. It's completely separated. Like if you're a metalcore band, like you will never even be like looked at by most hardcore bands. Like I would say like 90% of hardcore bands won't even like consider, like if you're like a true metalcore band, like there's like a 10% of like metalcore bands that are like accepted by the hardcore community, and then the hardcore community is like, yeah, they're hardcore because we accept them, and it's more about like community thing, which is dope. Like that's what I love about the hardcore community, is that it's so like unified and like everyone's super close knit, but that also like creates this like really strange barrier of like gatekeeping and like pushing others out if they don't really like align with like what they consider to be like the core like not even values, it's more like just like core like sound of like what they see as hardcore is, right? So
right. No, I get that for sure, man. With the hip hop stuff, so like we're on this side, and you know, I used to worry about it even being like a 30-year-old chubby white guy, like being a guy that ran something called aorta hip hop. I had a lot of like reservations, you know, with my lack of knowledge with the history. I just think you got to be careful, you know, trying to be an expert on anything, you know, and you be cautious and respectful with everything I do, and I try to do that. I've heard friends that come from the rock side talk about like having reservations about being accepted into the hip hop side. And the first couple of times I heard that, I'm like, no fucking way. Like, you're talented and awesome. Like we're pretty much like amazed by instruments and like people that fucking like, you know, grind.
It's
so
true.
like do you feel that a little bit? Like, even though you don't like what you're doing is not exactly rapping, but it is too, you know, like you said, it's like alternative pop. Like,
yeah.
But just, can you tell us just a little bit about that, like maybe how you feel with even talking to, like, knowing this is a hip hop crowd and we're gonna play some music for like a hip hop crowd, wondering what they think, things like that.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, and it comes back to like that toxic masculinity that I've dealt with. Like, like in my promo pics, like I wear makeup. Like at live shows, I wear makeup. Like my shit's kind of soft. Like singing about my feelings. Like it's really, it's not super like masculine. It's not like, oh, I do like a bunch of hard ass shit. I'm like a hard ass dude. It's not like that. I'm just having fun. I'm talking about shit that is real to me, like shit I experience every day. Cause like, that's like one thing that like I'm really like an advocate about is like, if you're going to be writing lyrics or you're going to be like performing that shit live in front of people, like I'm not a big fan of like being fake about it and just writing it to like, ride the wave or whatever. Like, I feel like I'm pretty confident that I could say like, yeah, I've always written my lyrics like this, because like I've had people in the metal scene like, yo, is this like whole depression thing where you're like talking about your emotions and like how you're sad and like you want to kill yourself and all this shit, is like, is it just a fad? Like, because like with bands like Sworn In and stuff like that like popped up, like it got really big, and I do think there was a lot of clout chasers in that, but like personally, like I've been writing like that since 2012, like right. And I was even writing lyrics before 2012. Like I think right. In my sophomore year of high school I got an award for like fucking in creative writing class about writing song, like it was some shit like that. But regardless, kind of straight off topic, but fuck, really easy for me to do that. What was the question again?
You see, you're gonna put me back on the spot. Okay.
I just if you throw me back on the track, I'll get right back on it.
We're just talking about just like presenting yourself to the hip hop community, pretty much.
Yeah. So back to that. So yeah. So like like the whole like talk about my feelings, like not presenting myself not like a general masculine person, stuff like that. It's definitely has me some reservations, because I'm like, damn, people are just going to be like, yo, we can't take this kid seriously, like his like, because like that one thing I am really proud about is like my like wordsmithing and like lyricism. Like that's like one thing I really like, and like it never really gets like, it doesn't really seem to be on the forefront of people's minds anymore. Like people love a good hook, people love like a good melody, like that's what a lot of people are looking for. Personally, to me, like from the outside looking in, I'm like, damn, like, and even in the metal community, people don't really like, I feel like lyricism doesn't hit as much as like I would like it to. But like that's me, like I'm like, yeah, I hope people like this and see past like like my like the way I'm presenting myself and the way like and the subject matter, but I hope the subject matter also like resonates with folks. Like that's like one thing I'm really always with.
Sorry.
What's up?
I was gonna say you're finally getting to story tell a little differently. Like people are getting to see like the build up to like that raw emotion that is displayed. Like that you can only get so much across like with the screaming. But I love that people are gonna get to see the layers of that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like it is. It's like a whole different. Like I can be so much more emotional when I'm singing than like when I'm screaming. Like I can only like I can do like. Like my screaming range is insane, but there's only so much you can like scream, right? Like there's only so many ways you can scream. Like there's like it's kind of limiting, but it's also fun to figure out like, oh, what's this like new way that I can do this to make it seem like super anguished or like super sad or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. It's a fun little problem to solve.
Dude, I love your stage performance, man. I like your look, like everything about it, like it. And I come from like a side of hip hop, like I've been around like a lot of horrorcore and a lot of like where people do a lot of that like outward expression, not saying that you're a juggalo, but like like I just like when it's just more than just getting up there and performing, everything about you, like you are the art, kind of like our friend Otis Julius said. You represent what you're displaying, and what your music is about, it feels like. Definitely. So that sucks that you have people coming, that, oh, are you just part of that fad? Like, no, motherfucker, this is me. Like
people just need
for
to
real,
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude, like I really wish people would just be like, "Yo, like you're enjoying yourself. Just do your thing, you know? Like fuck it, just vibe, right?"
Right.
Like,
Like, what a weird thing. Like, why are you thinking like that deep into it? Like,
yeah.
what?
And it's not it's I have a lot of people that are super supportive of me personally, and but it is always like I think there's like a psychological effect. Like you remember the negative things a lot easier than the positive things, like and like I got a lot of people that are super nice to me that are always like, "Yo, dude, you look sick. Like I love your stage presence." Like, and those are the moments that kind of make it worth like powering through like all the negative shit like people might have to say. And like because that's who I do it for. I do it for the people that are like they resonate with it, that they're like I think when Deathwish dropped our last album, Shared Trauma, like I had people message me and they're like, dude, I've never like had somebody like talk or write lyrics that resonate with me so much. They're like, I could feel this album, like I could understand like every single thing you went through. And like, and that's when I knew I did something right on that album. I was like, fuck. I was like, hell yeah. Like that's exactly what I was trying to go for. I'm really glad like it hit the nose on it with some people. And and that's what I'm trying to do with like Love Yume. That's what I'm trying to do with like new Deathwish shit. Like that's what I'm going to always try to do with my music. Is I think like I even said this when I was in like middle school. I was like, I just want people to like know that like they're not the only ones going through shit, and like I understand what they're going through. And like I'm not so great like outside of my music. I'm not so great at expressing my emotions. Like music is 100% my outlet. I'm usually really uh introspective about all the shit I go through, and I'm really quiet about it, and it's gotten to me into like communication troubles a lot of times. But when I get to write music, it's able to all just come out and just flow.
Awesome. Well, I hope having both the band, which when you talk to people that are starting new projects or starting different like forms of art, sometimes you can tell that they're like it's more shedding something to like finally be their new form, and or it's more of a getting burnt out of one thing. And I don't feel that with you. Like I know you have so much love and respect for that community and your bandmates and all that, and I look forward to seeing both what Deathwish does and what you do with the Love Yume.
Right. It's just kind of like showing like the dark side of the moon. Just like, it's something that's a part of you. It's always there. But, it's something that is like new to come. Or is like new. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be tight. I'm excited to see kind of like where I'm able to take everything. Like I know me and Anu / Comfort, like we've been like grinding, I think, since December 2018, something like that. I don't know. It's been like a year or two. I think it's been a year. And it's been absolutely sick to see the progression he's made, see the progression I'm making, and it feels really good. And the progression that Deathwish is making is like absolutely insane. Like we're really starting to feel like we're finding our own sound. I think somebody, yeah, Gunner asked like, as in a more recent band that you're into that you draw inspiration from. I also got the live stream up on the other monitor right now, so I can kind of peek it out. Yeah. But like I know for like it's weird, man. Like so metal, like so how like I feel people talk about, oh, you should draw inspiration from things that aren't necessarily in whatever you're creatively working on, right? Like for art, you should definitely like look towards life. Like personally, like I went through college for game design and shit, and they're like, you should experience just like everything, because you have to identify, like for game design, you have to identify like what's fun, right? Like you need to have a really good understanding of that. But for metal, like when I write my metal shit, like I'm like, man, there are so many people doing sick ass shit, and I'm like, that inspires me. I'm like, dude, that sounded sick. I was like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, that sounds so cool. Like, and so a lot of my inspirations come from like a lot of stuff that I'm hearing for metal, anyways, that I'm hearing. Whereas like with Love Yume, like that's kind of like the polar opposite. A lot of my inspirations from emo bands that like I hold close to my heart, like Taking Back Sunday, Modern Baseball, stuff like that, like Midwest emo for sure. I think we're gonna play "Curse to Love" tonight, and that song is 100%. I straight up, our buddy Junior Graves, we were like in the studio, and I was like, bro, I just throw that bitch in open tuning, and just like, and I played him. Who did I played him. Some band. I can't remember the band I played him right now, off the top of my head. But I played him a band, and I was like, "This is like country emo," and I just want you to like kind of get inspired by this, and then see what you pop out on a riff. And so we played it. He threw the acoustic and open tuning. We set up the mic, and then he played the loop for that, and it ended up perfect. And that's kind of like what. Like I try to go for that is like I'm like, oh yeah, I love this emo band, and like I really think it'd be cool if we could translate that to like this like pop hip hop type of style, but then kind of back to that.
Why don't we go ahead and play that song real quick?
Yeah.
I think this would be a good time. Let's go ahead and transition into that.
Yeah.
What's it called, Kayla?
Curse to Love.
Curse to Love.
Yep. And this is on Finding Comfort in Dreams.
I remember the night you cast your spell on me. A promise of safety from dark whisperings. The cost was a love that I thought I had lost. Blooming feelings in a long dead husk. Please don't fall for me, I'm too low. Swear the water makes it up to your throat. Please don't call for me, I'm not home. I'm getting lost in the stars like a telescope. Cursed a failure to love you. Underneath the pressure, will I get better? Can it get better than the day I met her? I know I slipped up, but you had your hand out. Took it so nervously, scared to be let down. Wishful thinking of being good enough. Expectations that will leave me crushed. Spare me the formalities. If I'm not lost, please just leave me. Cursed a failure to love you. Underneath the pressure, will I get better? Cursed a failure to love you. Underneath the pressure, will I get better?
Super dope.
I love that song. I love that
Yeah.
project, dude.
Yeah,
I do
dude.
too.
It's crazy how me and Anu work together, man. Like I've never worked with anyone like him. Like we literally get in the studio in 2 hours. We have a song. We got lyrics. Like maybe I personally don't always do great on my first take. Sometimes I have to go and do a second take. But most of the time we come out in 2 hours with something just like we're like, dude, that was so much fun to write. And it's been like one of the coolest processes working with Anu.
Shout out to Anu, man. Yeah.
Yeah, on God.
What's the band that he was a lead of?
He was doing vocals and guitar work for Sherry Drive.
That's right.
I know that they're on a hiatus right now. I'm not going to talk too much on that because that's like their business, yeah. But yeah, they're on a hiatus, but
Cool.
he's really focused on the comfort stuff. That's like 100% what he does.
Awesome. I've seen him live. That's where I knew him from just working at the Lookout. And I don't know, I love his vibe too, man. And getting to actually went and checked out a few of his like more popular tracks on Spotify, man. And he's killing shit, dude.
On God, like he has the marketing game on lock. Like he knows exactly how to like get his shit out there, get it heard, get people vibing it. Like he's smart. He's got his shit on. He's got it on lock.
I'm gonna be bugging both of you guys, man. That's I love the different sides of hip hop. I love the different sides of pop music and just giving people what they, that beautiful art, So I like his marketing though. Like you said, he does know what the fuck he's doing. I like quickly went through all his social medias and shit. Like his clothing wear, like dude, he's a talented artistic dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's like one of my favorite people on like for real.
Sorry, I started creeping your boy when I was doing my research for you, but
hey, no, dude, it makes sense. Like I can totally understand why like you would go like that's a whole another hill to climb, right? Like that's like a whole nother thing to investigate. It's sick.
What a fucking awesome music scene we have to have all these different like layers. So let's do a fun question.
Yeah, let's do a fun.
Yeah, shoot. Hit it.
It's like because I haven't been having fun the whole time. No, I'm just kidding. Sound like a dick. But I always like to ask people like what like their broke ass dream job is. Like, in other words, like a job to where like most people look past it. It's like those people aren't making a lot of money. Like, and for example, which I always use as my example, my friend Mike Fantastic says that he kind of wishes he was a receptionist. He just always thought he'd be like good at it. Like he's pleasant. So like I like it because it has no money involved, Right. So
Yeah. So it's hard for me to answer this because I'm already like working my dream job.
I know.
Like like I'm working as a senior QA at a game studio in Los Angeles. Like
so dope.
I hit that. But if I had to like pick one that was just like kind of just straight chilling, like I was just getting by, like I didn't have to really do shit every day. Fuck, bro, that's an interesting question. Oh man, like a lifeguard or some shit.
A lifeguard.
Hey, that's a good one. Straw used to be a lifeguard.
Really?
Dude, I would have loved to have some fucking guy like you. Like when I was like running a pool, if I had some 17-year-old Forrest like with like fucking eyeshadow on. Like that would have changed the course of my life a little bit, I think. I love that. What a good answer, dude. Like that's so fucking random.
Not in the Midwest though. Like want to be somewhere where it's like frequently good weather and the pool's opened up 365, Like it can't be having no closures.
Dude, let me tell you my lifeguard story. Okay. So I was not a good swimmer. I went to Omaha South like I was a wrestler and like I heard you can like make good money at it, right? So like I barely passed like the swimming test and shit. I became a lifeguard. And I ended up managing Spring Lake Pool in South Omaha. And it was that was the best job I ever fucking had. It was wonderful. There's like 4 kids average per day, and like I don't know, man. I ended up winning Manager of the Year one year, and I don't know how I did it because I was just chilling by myself every day, like in the middle of the woods in South Omaha, like. Yeah.
Bro,
that's crazy.
That's a good meme. TBH, like, sometimes that's how it ends up. It just falls in place, and then you're just grinding. And you're like, shit, I'm doing a good job.
Right.
It's whatever,
You know why they gave me Manager of the Year is because they never had a swim program down there, and like I was like, well, I got 4 kids, like the same 4 kids that swam there every day. Like their mom like wanted to sign them up for swim lessons, so like, boom, like it's just me and that family all summer, like.
Yeah, dude, natural salesman skills right there.
I'm sorry,
bro. I worked retail for so long. That shit's soul crushing. Never again, man. I
struggle. I struggle working for someone. Like I'll be honest.
Same.
Yeah. No, I feel that like, just like I guess like in like the general, like work environment that kind of our country kind of creates, like so like in like those very like customer support or sales and stuff like that, Like I've worked lots of those jobs like before like getting to where I'm at, and man, I just people are very entitled, and yeah, they they want what they want, you know. So that sucks, but it's
Absolutely,
interesting.
man. I deal with a lot of, just being the person that does the business side of the music stuff for all the artists around me too, man. Like that entitlement's everywhere. Even in the art, it seeps in. You got the dickheads and whatnot. So, Kayla's got a question for you though.
Speaking of entitlement.
Oh yeah. Hit me with it.
Who is your Grand Slam collab? Like, is there someone out there that you really
On God, like so. If I wanted a collab, I'd want to have Doves from Goth Boy Click like do a feature, and then shit, I'd probably want to have like a Fox Wedding on the beat. Like that's probably be like what I want out of all that. That'd be sick.
Sounds
That's
good.
dope. I'm already bugging him about a Jay Influential collab.
That'd be
Dude,
oh my God.
I sent him suicide
shit
letter.
was insane.
The kid's good, man, and you're good, and I want everybody working together, man. I want all these genre lines just slammed into each other to where like there's more confusion, and nobody can fucking like toe that line, you know.
K on the hook.
Yeah. No, I think it's tight. Like I see what you're doing, and you're really like trying to like just bring everyone together, and that's so admirable, dude. Like it's sick to see that effort, because coming from like the metal community where it's very much fractured. Like people are very much standing their ground. Like, hey, this is what genre we are. We don't fuck with that genre. Like we don't mix together. Like whatever. It's sick to see that you're trying to do that for the hip hop community in Omaha, and bring everyone to kind of like just like melding together, and eventually just becoming like, yo, like we know that's Omaha rap, like putting
I
the
appreciate
the name
that,
on the
man.
map.
My thing was when we started Aorta Hip Hop, when I wanted to do mixed genre, I figured if I helped carry enough fucking drum kits in and out, eventually someone was going to start doing these hip hop shows with me. And it kind of worked. So fucking just I think I even like talked to you guys early on. I wasn't scared to reach out to bands and be like, hey, I want to really try mixing hardcore and hip hop and this and that. And if you told me no, I was probably like, bet I'm gonna bug you again. And that's kind of like the attitude I've had. And I hope everybody, and like if there's someone out there that I don't think anybody should envy what I do, but if you think it'd be fun to be someone that's helping bring the art to the forefront, don't be scared to be told no, and don't be scared to ask questions and look dumb and be vulnerable, because I mean that's what I do, and I mean it feels good, man, to be sitting here talking to you, and I mean it's always good to hear nice things from my friends and the people in the hip hop community, but the fact that we have resonated and crossed those lines, like, it feels good, man.
Yeah, you're doing good shit, bro. I'm super stoked to see like what y'all do with the show, and like see what like once quarantine's over, like what kind of shit you're gonna pull once you get back into booking and stuff.
Well, you're gonna come to Omaha, and we're gonna do a show with Comfort and Jay Influential, and
dude, honestly that'd be pretty tight. I know Anu, Comfort, and I have been talking about so we got kind of like a little clique going on, like it's called Comfort Crush. It has Kayla, Venus, and Junior Graves, Comfort, and I all in it, and we're kind of like trying to do like a show. We wanted to do it later this year. We don't know how that's looking with the current world situation or whatever, but but definitely linking up with Nice Enough would be dope too.
Well, let us know whether it's a nice enough show or not. We want to know about it, and we want to help participate and push it for you guys, because I mean, I love it. I love seeing the genres cross, and I think that is really the only way that we can all like grow together. The Midwest is pretty fucking dope right now. People underestimate how dope like the cities are working together, for sure.
Yeah, big facts.
I agree 100%. Like the Midwest has some of the best music I've like a lot of artists I like are from the Midwest, and it's cool to see like how like in the bonds that are created in the Midwest are super strong, because like we're kind of like cut off from the coast, right? Like people are like, oh, it's just the Midwest, like a bunch of country folk or whatever, like they just all fucking farm cows,
Yeah.
but then then we're like, yo, we don't do that. Like, fuck them. Like, we'll help each other, right? So it's like a super like grassroots movement. Sick.
Definitely, and you get a few like cities that in the Midwest that can start supporting touring acts a little more, and the smaller acts and all that, and that network, even of 5-6 cities. That I know I'm actively trying to push those same cities all the time. Like we got like Sioux Falls has a great music scene, Des Moines. We like to go down to Tulsa a lot too. Even Kearney, Nebraska, man. So I hope when all these shows open again, like my goal is to be like someone that can help anybody get on the road. I really just want people to be out. Like if you want to go and take the chance out there on the road to grow your art, I want to be somebody you can count on to help. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's fucking an enviable goal, man. You're here for the people, and that's like, not a lot of people do that anymore. It's sick.
Can we talk about your job a little more?
Yeah, I know.
I'm amazed.
I know. I work a pretty interesting job. That's true. Yeah, so I work for Riot Games. If you don't know who Riot Games is, they make League of Legends. They just released Valorant, the new FPS shooter, and they just released Teamfight Tactics, which is the League of Legends auto battler on mobile. And I think Legends of Runeterra, the League of Legends based card game, is going to be releasing on mobile this month. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty crazy, man. It's like I've been working towards this goal since I was little. Like there's two things in life that I've wanted to do. I've wanted to make music and I've wanted to make video games. Mm-hmm. I said if I can't do either of those, there's really no reason for me to like even exist. Like I know that's morbid, but like legit, like I'm like if I can't do either of those, like I really don't understand the point of like anything I do. So I'm very adamant about doing both of them. So like I've been working on this. Like I went to school for like 3 years. I got my bachelor's of science in game design. I've been working in the tech industry at fucking Midwest fucking podunk ass tech businesses. Like I'm not going to name them because I don't want to slander them. But yeah, it's been rough because like they're always behind. Like they're like 5 years behind. Like every tech company in Omaha is like 5 years behind. It's fucking crazy. So I've been working for them, doing QA, worked my way up, grinded, got through college, did all that, and then landed the interview with Riot. It's been literally a dream. Like it was everything I expected it to be. It's everything that I wanted it to be. I'm a senior QA analyst on the SDK team. So that's like pretty so software development kit. Some people might have heard that in the past with like if they're like into gaming. Mm-hmm. Essentially we get like all the stuff like accounts, chat, payments, like we get that all bundled up in a common piece of technology, and we get that delivered to the different game teams across the initiative. So
nice.
Cool.
Yep, I helped test that. I got a particular specialty in automation, so that's like automatically doing a lot of these things. That's what I've done for like the last 2-3 years, and and I'm helping them solve that at Riot. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
It sounds like kind of what you've done, Caleb. Not like just like bots and like automation is like a big thing.
Yeah.
In all tech fields, even not just video games.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
My stepbrother or my older brother-in-law, he worked for Quest for many years, and somehow he was a programmer, and he said there was 3 years to where he like figured out how to automate his workload, and like he was literally spending like 90% of his time like learning things on YouTube and like doing all sorts of shit because he like I don't know, it's like some crazy ass like I don't know. Sorry, I like to bring up random shit.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. Like it's like I love talking about tech. I usually like people like on League of Legends, my summoner name has Riot in it. So like you can only have Riot in your summoner name if you work at Riot, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's like one of their stipulations. So like every game I get asked like, "Oh, what do? You work for Riot?" I'm like, "Yeah, I work on the SDK." And they're like, "Oh, what's that?" And then I give them that whole spiel that I just gave you, and they're like, "I don't know what any of that means." I'm like, "It's okay."
Right.
Like, I don't expect anyone to really normally know what I'm talking about, but
Right.
it's alright.
It's the important, like, it seems like the, like, making the shit happen. Like, payments and chat are definitely important.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like the core stuff that you don't really like. I'm not making the game, but like everything around the game that you care about, like you want to be able to buy that new thing. I help deliver that. I don't help make it, but I help deliver that.
Right.
So, let me ask you this. Now, do you have, like a project on the side, though, that, like, are you, like, do you develop things for fun?
Yeah, so I usually participate in game jams. So their game jams are like time boxed game development scenarios. So like it's like, yo, you got 24 hours to make a game based off this theme. Go. And you're just like, all right, I picked this engine. I'm going to try to do this. Da 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 da. I do those a lot. Like I think those are a lot of fun. I haven't really like I've been having an itch to jump in and do like a JRPG project because eventually I do want to get into a position that is game design. And I got lots of like opportunity at Riot to like get there eventually.
Cool.
But you know, like it takes that effort of going outside, like you just asked, like and doing those side projects. And I've been doing side projects since I got out of college. I was doing side projects in college, like, and that's kind of like the extra effort it takes, like, because I get a lot of questions like, oh, how did you get into the game industry? Da 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 da. I'm like, bro, like you don't understand how stressful and like how much work it was. Like it took me like you don't like. There's so many times I just like wanted to give up on life because like I was just like, you know, like this is never gonna happen. I'm never gonna achieve my dreams. Like, you know, like there's been so many moments of that of where I just like wanted to just like, you know, just I was just super down on myself because I'm really hard on myself. It's like one of the bad things that I do, you know. But I pushed through, I persevered, and you know, I did the work and I got where I'm at. So got to keep doing the work. I've been kind of chilling the last few months because I'm like, oh, I'm here. I'm like, all right, I hit the first finish line. I got to give myself a break because if I kept, like, I was starting to get burnt out. Like, I didn't want to do shit. Like, I was like, because before I got the job, like, like, all the time, I was thinking about my next move, about how to, like, position myself so I could get a career in the game industry. And now we're here, so.
That's awesome. This project with Comfort that you did, now is that a product of you pre getting your dream job or post getting your dream job?
Shit, so that was actually, we recorded most of that while I was interviewing.
Oh, nice.
While I was getting it, yeah. So like the one song, "What Does It Mean to Grow?" You know, like I think there's a line like opinions on my vision and I'm sick of it, right? I had some family members really close to me like giving me a lot of like insight that I didn't give a fuck about, you know, like I wanted to do what I wanted to do, you know, like you know older, like, and I get it, like, but sometimes you just gotta let people do their thing and learn on their own, you know. And you know, and that the next line right after that, it's hindsight's 2020, or yeah, hindsight's 2020, but trauma make it jaded. You know, like sometimes your hindsight isn't as insightful as you think it is. Sometimes, you know, your experiences in life made that biased, right? So yeah, that whole song is about me flying out to LA and getting interviewed by Riot. Like at least my parts, not Anu's parts, but yeah, a lot of that's like influenced by that, and then like people close to me like giving me a lot of insight I didn't really care for and I didn't agree with.
So I went to school for English and I love writing and I love words, and I don't think I've ever heard anybody flip anything about the fucking like the classic hindsight is 2020. Like I don't think I've ever seen a different angle on that before, and that's like, it's so fucking beautiful. Like yeah, experience will make you jaded. Like you can let that overtake your emotion and your whole, like that's how you get generalizations and blanket statements. And you know, if one experience is that much worse than anything was ever better, of course,
yeah, exactly. Like it's, you know, it's crazy. Like you don't realize, like, it's really hard to step out of your experiences, right, and your biasness. Like that's like one of the hardest things to do, and I think that's like where like you see a lot of people like either grow or they like kind of become stunted and like you know, they just kind of stay where they're at, right? Like it's the people I think that can like really like look at themselves and, you know, analyze like what, like where they can improve, what they can do wrong, like, you know, my partner Jade, she's like super crazy good at it. Like she's always like, you need to be more insightful, you need to be more thoughtful. I'm like, you're right. Like, I know, like, I be fucking up. Like, I gotta be like on my grind. So she keeps me on my toes. But yeah.
That's awesome. We have one more piece of content, right, Kayla?
Yeah, we do.
Why don't we go ahead?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's Peaches, right? So
Yes.
This is an unreleased single. It's coming out May 1st. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy it.
Awesome.
I'll change my background for it.
Do it. Hey.
That's dope.
You're using XSplit too, I see, right? Is that right?
Yeah, use an XSplit, my dude.
So yeah, I'm gonna bug you about all sorts of shit after this. Dude.
Oh, bro, dude, I was gonna say, I wanted to talk to you about like how y'all could, cause like Skype is a RAM hog, and you guys could be using Discord to be doing the same shit you're doing right now, and it'll probably be easier on your computers and your bandwidth.
Oh, dope.
So yeah.
Group chat after this.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the technology stuff.
you're stuck with us now, brother.
Yeah, I'm moving this down. So,
all right. Let's go ahead and play it. Peaches.
Here we go.
You're my princess with the peaches. I'll save you like a plainness. And as I sit here, Stonewall escape to another world. Know you're on my mind, I can't forget you. 'Cause you're my princess with the peaches. I'll save you like a plainness. And as I sit here, Stonewall escape to another world. Know you're on my mind, I can't forget you, girl. Grinding hard, always chasing that check. Staying fresh, no expiration date, yeah. Between that and running after you. Everyone gonna know me as a track star soon. Can't really say what I'll end up doing, but I promise, baby, you'll never see ruin. Princess with the peaches, I'll save you like a plainness. And as I sit here, Stonewall escape to another world. Know you're on my mind, I can't forget. 'Cause you're my princess with the peaches, I'll save you like a plainness. And as I sit here, Stonewall escape to another world. Know you're on my mind, I can't forget you, girl. Crazy how the world falls in place. Like a puzzle, we got a predetermined fate to fit perfectly, happily ever after. I promise you everything you're after. Fast cars, ice rings, a castle in the stars. Never stop, we gonna go far. Never stop, we gonna go far. My princess with the peaches, I'll save you like a plainness. And as I sit here, Stonewall escape to another world. Know you're on my mind, I can't forget. 'Cause you're my princess with the peaches, I'll save you like a plainness. And as I sit here, Stonewall escape to another world. Know you're on my mind, I can't forget you, girl. Smash these buttons like I smash those cheeks. Call me Honda, I'm a fighter in the streets. Hit my heart with a KOC. How I fall for you constantly. 1 life, 2 life, 3 life, 4. Ain't gonna stop till I have 95 more. Then I turn around and spin them all on you. Make you feel special, you're my boo. 1 life, 2 life, 3 life, 4. Ain't gonna stop till I have 95 more. Then I turn around and spin them all on you. Make you feel special, you're my boo. You're my princess with the peaches. I'll save you like a plainness. And as I sit here, Stonewall escape to another world. Know you're on my mind, I can't forget you. You're my princess with the peaches. I'll save you like a plainness. And as I sit here, Stonewall escape to another world. Know you're on my mind, I can't forget you, girl.
Hey.
That is dope.
That was
man.
super dope. I really fuck with that.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes
Hell
it
yeah.
so much easier when the guest makes really good music.
Yeah.
We're gonna show love and respect regardless, but man, that shit goes, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. makes me happy. I'm gonna have a very funny music video to accompany it because I'm gonna use this XSplit shit and just do some stupid like shit because I have no one to fucking film me a music video. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna throw OBS up, get this fucking XSplit, and just change my background and just vibe.
I love it, dude.
That sounds dope.
It's gonna be dope.
Dude, whatever the fuck we want to call your music, people are gonna love it, and it's like something Nice Enough definitely wants to like help promote. Fucking, we look for like I love your project with Anu. It's Anu, right? Is that saying it right?
Yeah, Anu. Yeah.
Anu. When you said it earlier, I was like, yes, he said it first because I'm known for fucking saying everything wrong, and I hate that because should know how to say things.
Sometimes it's not as easy as people think.
Right. But yeah, man, I love your guys' project. But that single, like, I don't know, man, like that shit had layers to it, man, and even like the end, like where you get a little more energy to it. That shit's fire. If you guys liked what you heard, throw some heart reacts at the boy.
Yeah.
That's all right. We ain't too
love heart reacts.
Right. We like hearts.
Shout out to your mom who's in here.
I know, dude. She been supporting. She's grinding. Shout out to moms.
My mom comes in too all the time.
Sometimes my mom does too.
My mom came in the other day, and I'm like, my mom's in here. She just stops in to show that she loves me, and like 5 minutes later, she's like, I'm still here.
I'm staying for the whole thing.
Like that, mom. You
gotta love moms.
They're stubborn.
I love them. Dude, for real. They be doing their thing, and they don't care what anyone says.
Man, shout out to moms though. Moms everywhere that are like, what a weird time to be a mom too. You know, you actually have to be with your kids all the time. Fuck that. Sounds awful.
But say like in 50 years when our kids as kids that are like listening to your music, what do you think that they'll be saying, or what do you hope that they'll be saying about you and your music?
I hope that like I was able to just take like emo, pop punk, whatever, and just kind of take that trap instrumentation and really almost blend that line between live bands and fucking like that type of genre, right? Like as I said kind of in my bio and shit, my goal is to create a solo emo project where I don't have to have a full band, but like if I was playing a live show, it would be super easy for me to bring in like a drummer and a guitarist. Like even Anu and I have talked about that. Like there's songs that I have on deck that like are going to be released like this year that are complete live band songs, and there's songs that like go more so towards the trap percussion elements and so forth. But like I think we have one song that sounds straight up like the verses and the chorus are like the Cure type like drums and guitar and stuff and then we have like a trap drop and it turns into like slamming 808, and it's just like it's super sick. I'm super pumped on that one.
Sounds like it.
But yeah,
man,
so
I can't wait for you to get deeper into like just exploring this side of things, man. Beware, and shout out to all my rapper friends, but I bet you're gonna get added by a bunch of rappers. Most of them are harmless. Feel free to ask me about any of them at any time. The man is a busy man. Feel free to. I mean, if you really dug his music, you want to collab, or the things that rappers do, feel free to hit him up. I'm sure that's fine. But most importantly, make sure you go support him as an artist right now, and as a supporter, and follow all of his social media, and go check out that album on Spotify like 15 times.
Yeah, do it. It's 4 tracks.
It's 4 tracks. Finding Comfort in Dreams. It's on Spotify. It's on anything, honestly. It's like on iTunes. It's on everything. We released it everywhere. We just been promoting the Spotify because that's like what people care about right now for whatever reason. So you gotta make it look good, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
All right.
But my boy Gunner B said he's gonna be hitting you up. He's a good one, man. I'm sure he just has some questions. I'm sure he has questions about the fucking OBS or like broadcasters and shit, dude.
For sure. Like if people want to hit me up, talk. I ain't got shit going on. I've been playing a lot of Persona 4. Like I've been playing just video games and hanging out with Jade, and that's what I'm doing. There's not much to do in LA right now. TBH.
we love video games, but we just never had time with all like the shows and shit. But
Yeah.
like, if we ever get ahead enough on our pre-production, we're talking about like maybe getting into some games. What
Yeah,
would you
well-
recommend as like, you've seen me and Kayla enough online and at shows and shit. Like 32-year-old parents, what would we enjoy right now
Dude,
out there?
Honestly, I think y'all would like an MMORPG, where you get to create a character and just go explore a world together.
Yeah.
And like just do quests and kind of just vibe out and get super fucking stoned.
What's
'Cause
the
you know
monkey
what?
one right
That's
now?
the shit.
There's like an ape one, like an Ancestors or something like that. That's real popular. People are talking about.
Well, you got you got World of Warcraft, you got Final Fantasy 14, you got Black Desert,
there's
you
like
got
There's like a game like where you like start out as an ape and you gotta like learn how to fucking civilize
what the
it.
fuck?
What?
Yeah, and you like actually play as
I
an
have
ape.
not heard that shit.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, and like you like I'm pretty sure you like you're like there's no mission, so everything's like organic. Like you're like supposed to like evolve.
Oh my God,
so
what?
I was hoping I was hoping you'd have an insight for me. Be like, go buy that, Justin.
I have no insight for you. I have not heard of it. I would be a little concerned since like I'm pretty on top of trending games.
Right.
I haven't heard about it.
Right,
you
that
know?
scares the shit out of me. My friends have. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna figure out what it's called. I'm gonna message you about it because my friends are all about it right now. That way I can be because
That sounds like a good.
dude, if they fucking if they almost got me to buy a fucking PlayStation for some bullshit, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna call them out.
Dude, no, it sounds interesting. Definitely hit me up about it when you get a chance.
Why don't we go?
Bet, dude.
Why don't we go ahead?
What's
and,
that?
Why don't we go ahead and have you just give your like final like plugs of music coming out, any shout outs you have, and we'll say goodnight.
Sweet. Yeah, so Finding Comfort in Dreams just came out. It's on all platforms. So whatever you listen to, it's on there. Peaches coming out May 1st. It's going to be my first full solo single. Shout out Comfort, Anu Ratzberg. He's been like my day one. Like we've been grinding so hard for this, and we're reaching out. Shout out Comfort Crush, Junior Grays, Kayla Venus, all those folks. Shout out my partner Jade. She's always keeping it real for me. Shout out my moms. She's a reason why I'm where I'm at. And shout out all my homies that support me. I got so many friends back home in Omaha, and I miss y'all, and I got much love for you. And there's not a day that goes by that I'm not really thinking about anybody back there. So just know that, and yeah, gonna keep on grinding.
Did you say May 1st for Peaches?
Yeah, May 1st for Peaches.
We have a music release that day too, so I
we
look
do.
forward to promoting it alongside it too. Kayla has her song coming out
I'm
with Jay
about to listen.
Influential.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be dope.
Hell
man.
yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Hesitation.
That'll be sick. Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk and see what's up and see what we can do to link.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Forrest, it was a fucking
right, guys.
pleasure, man. We'll talk to you later, dude.
It was
See
a
you
ton of
later.
fun. Later.
Thank
Peace.
you. Bye. Hey,
That was Forrest.
that was Forrest.
He's awesome.
He's super cool.
I wish you would just left him frozen up there.
Oh, well, there he is.
Oh, there he is. What a good
Surprise.
frozen picture of him. I really fucking like that guy. I really
he's
like his
super
band. He's such an insightful, honest, friendly fella.
He is.
What are you looking
He's
at?
very
So
intelligent.
confused.
What? What?
You just look confused.
No, I'm not. I was trying to do something.
Well, make sure you go and check out the past episodes. Make sure you
Yes.
go watch this one on YouTube. Pick your favorite parts, subscribe, all that. We do not have a show tomorrow. We're taking a day off.
We are taking the day off. Gosh darn it.
So tomorrow we will release what our week schedule is going to be.
Yeah.
What up, Devin? It's from Deathwish.
Yeah. Hi, Devin.
All right, guys. We're out. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Forrest. Thank you, everybody. Much love.
Peace out, everyone.